Everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am Ken, aka the Super Tech God, aka the Super Variant God, and that's right, it is 2023's last final hours, counting down to the new year, and I wanted to bring you guys this awesome video to discuss a few of these topics. Starting with number one, a recap of my year being a content creator in this phenomenal game, rocking this awesome jacket. Yeah, what can I say? I met a ton of great people, both online and in real life. Myself, Kawa, and Loot put on an in real life tournament in New York City that brought some of the awesome content creators out to New York to host an event out of our own pockets, out of our own everything, just to do it for the community and meet these awesome people. And it was such a great time. Not just the event, but everything leading up to that. I was able to have dinner, grab a drink, go to the movies with the likes of Alex Cochia, Dara, Eggs, Val, Felicity, R. Hickey, everybody. If I left you guys out, I'm sorry, but everyone that came out, and also Second Dinner's team came out as well, and we had a great time. So all that stuff leading up to the event was just phenomenal, and then having the event, it was just a great time. So that was the beginning of my year in journey in Marvel Snap content creation. Going on to, of course, the PC launch, me growing the channels as best as I can. Starting off, of course, with my YouTube channel, which was barely anything going into it. Now we're at 9,524, and that's all thanks to Mrs. STG, who recommended I start a show called The Collector, because I have all the variants, and that show took off. Shout out to Cochia for being the first episode with Eggs and Drew Berry. And we also had Binks on there with Loot. We also had Dexter with Nina and Sino, and everybody else that came in, D-Money with Z. We got to meet D-Money as well. Just everybody who's on the episode of The Collector. Default Dan with the Dan Hips, phenomenal episode. Of course, even all the way to KK Sparkles, and of course, just finishing off with Myth, and then myself. Great. That series helped my channel grow to where it is right now. I never thought I'd get to such a number in 1 year's time, so that was awesome. Twitch, I started streaming on Twitch back in July of 22. Made partner in under a year, which was a huge achievement. Didn't think I'll make it there either. At 4,952 followers, that's just crazy. Definitely looking to increase that. I do awesome giveaways on Twitch. We gave away 40 battle passes, which I believe was for Miss Marvel when we reached 4,000. And I did say if we get to 5,000 for the end of the year, we'll give away 50. So that means we have whatever time is left on this clock to get to 5,000. So if you guys want to leave the video straight to Twitch, link down below, hit that follow button. Let's get us to 5,000. Give away 50 battle passes of next season. That'd be awesome. No, I'm just kidding. Not seriously, guys. Just go. Don't worry about the video. Worry about the video for it. Don't worry about it. Now, then of course Twitter. 2,252 followers, which is great. Again, these weren't numbers I had in mind. These are numbers I was looking to achieve over time, and to be able to hit it in a year was phenomenal. So shout out to the phenomenal, amazing Marvel Snap community and its content creators for looking out for each other, the community just being as awesome as they are, and a Second Dinner for giving me opportunities like allowing me to spotlight the wonderful Ravonna, which of course when I did the video I enjoyed her, but a lot of people were giving her heat. Now everybody loves Ravonna, so shout out again to Second Dinner being who they are, giving me an opportunity to actually showcase a new card early enough. And of course, we put out a TikTok channel this year. Shout out to Jolly Roger, who inspired me to do this, and we have 632 followers already, guys. So it's been awesome. I definitely want to continue growing myself in the channel, so this is going to lead into our next topic, which is of course goals of 2024. So the first goal of 2024, of course, is to lose weight. Besides lose weight, I have personal goals, but also let's talk about snap goals. Have a schedule, consistent schedule, so you guys know when you're going to get some STG on any platform. So we're going to do that. Want to give more content, not just here's a new deck we use to go X, Y, and Z, but more of the stuff you guys like. And it looks like you guys love the variant stuff. So we're going to have new ways to do variant content. Going to keep the collector going, probably give it a better schedule, not just every 2 weeks, but every week probably. And of course, shout out to Lou and Val for helping me build a awesome podcast called the Marvel Snapcast. When I met them in real life, we talked about it, we made it go live, and it was a great experience. Of course, life happens. They had to back out. I did the show, carried it on, did a few different co-hosts to come on, and had a good time with them as well. Then when Sino came on, it looks like the entire chat and the community was like, oh, you guys are great. Should keep Sino on full time. Did another episode with Sino and Loopy. And after that, it was just, okay, let's get Sino on. So shout out to Sino starting his journey as well. But he definitely came in and helped out. And now he is definitely the co-host of the Marvel Snapcast. And we have some awesome ideas. So also that is part of the goals, is to get the Snapcast YouTube channel monetized, and also push that podcast to where I know it could be. We have some awesome ideas I cannot wait to show you guys. Along with the podcast and everything else I mentioned, Eddie Alam, which is the WSF commissioner, the World Snap Federation commissioner, he did a ton of Marvel Snap content. One of those being the variants coming up for the next week or the week coming. Those were all data mined. Nonetheless, he did a video on it every week, and he is no longer doing that type of content. He's doing other content, other amazing content. I'll leave his links down below. Please follow, subscribe, etc. But I will be continuing that trend of putting out weekly videos of the variants coming up, and also at the end of the week showing what variants we did get, what the best splits were, and what we think the best were out of that week. And then of course, the final goal of my final snap goal, of course, is to continue to grow the community, bring more people into the game, on all levels, all shapes, size, colors, genders, etc., and help build the community for Marvel Snap so that everybody can feel welcome and loved as they are always when we are all hanging out. Which brings me into my number 3 topic, which is of course the game that we all love and we're talking about right now, which is Marvel Snap. Shout out to you guys, Second Dinner. Great job for the year, pulling out PC launches, doing Twitch drops. This year has been phenomenal for Snap, I think. Of course, a lot of people left the game. Of course, there's a lot of issues, drama, etc. But all that aside, Second Dinner is a community first team, I believe, because I see them everywhere. I see them big streamers, smaller content creators, smaller streamers, and they listen to everybody. They do their best to make these changes as quickly as possible. Of course, we are frustrated of how long it takes, but I work in technology, hence the name TechGod. I know how things take time, and of course, you can't just dive into things and roll them out, because then we get, kitty pride issue, right? So just give them some time. They hear what you guys are saying. They've been doing phenomenal. Every card that needed to be tweaked got tweaked. It might take some time, but it got done. We don't want them to leader any other card, but of course, we want some cards that need to be changed, and you guys are doing a phenomenal job. And it looks like going into the new year, we're going to get 2 cards a week, maybe. I don't know. It's all data mine stuff, which might not be, official, but that is awesome as well. So shout out to you guys for doing awesome things like that. And I wish you guys the best, and everybody who does content creation for Marvel Snap going into 2024 and beyond. Then we go to number 4 topic, which is, of course, tech. How much did you spend in 2023 on Marvel Snap? I'm sure that's what you guys saw, all topics on the thumbnail. And that's why you guys clicked on it. So I'm going to let you guys know. Just come on, a little closer. Come. I'll let you guys know that answer in another video. This video is not for it. Of course, tax time is coming, so we got to pull all that stuff together. I'll have actual numbers, but I want to make sure I let you guys know as it pertains to variants. Back in the beta days, there were no super rare rares or different categories. They were all one variant. They were all one set gold price, which I think was either $750 or $800. So there were no 1,200 gold variants. Not to mention they were not giving away avatars and titles in the collection track. So once you were collection complete, your next thing was variants. And that's where I got most of my variants from. Now, there was something called the Nexus event that happened back in the beta. If you guys look it up, I'm sure there's a video about it. I might leave it down below. But what happened was I went all in on that. and I used all my resources, got all my cards, variants, and all those things that they offered in the Nexus event. Second Dinner knew it was an issue and gave back everyone their resources that they used, as well as told them they can keep what they got. So I was part of that. I kept everything I had, and it had a plethora of resources to go ahead and use. And at that point, started getting variants in the collection track. So that's where my variants came from, but don't get it twisted. This is not a inexpensive experience at all. You guys will, like I said, know in future video as to what that number is. And of course, the final topic, what you guys all came to see, and that is the variants, the top 10 variants of 2023. Now, before we go to number one, I would like to show you guys how we got there. So there are some variants that went from being that choice or runner-up all the way up to what we finally picked. So let's kick things off with the number 10 pick. Our number 10 pick was Galactus. This is the best pixel variant out there. We got an amazing split with it. But of course, its runner-up was no other than Crystal. This pixel variant is also great. The fire and ice in both hands, the background making me feel like I'm playing a Nintendo game, the 8-bit style, of course, and the colors, everything in here was a great reason why this was the runner-up to the Pixel Galactus variant. Going to number 9, which was the baby variant of Blade. This variant is phenomenal. I am a discard fan. So of course we had this great split we showed off for number 9, but its runner-up was no other than the card that got me the most star hearts when I played it in the game, and that is of course Nebula. This baby Nebula variant is one of my favorite cards. I played the most when it came out, and it definitely got the most star eye emotes ever out of all my variants. And of course, our number 8 variant was no other than Rhea Ripley's Stera. Now this variant is from Flaviano. This is the ultimate variant. As you guys can see the artist names right there. This variant was one of the best, as to why it was my number 8 pick. Now its runner-up was no other than Max Grex, of course. This Sarah variant with the fire on the hands. Look at it coming out the eyes. Definitely runner-up. This would have been the pick if that Rhea Ripley variant wasn't the top choice. Now, of course, we'll go to number 7, Dan Hip, which is one of most people's favorite artists out there. If you guys haven't seen it yet, I'll leave a link down below to Cozy's interview with Dan Hip himself. This variant is the Cosmo variant that everybody wanted. It is behind the albums. You have to have a certain number of the Dan Hip variants, or certain types, I should say, of the Dan Hip variants to get this. And once you do, phenomenal variant. We also did a great split on it, as you guys can see here, the gold split of this Cosmo with the purple Stardust. So as to why this was our number 7. But the runner-ups, yes, that's right, runner-ups were starting with Annihilus, which I think is a great card. Looks great. Martyr, right? This Dan Hip version that came out this year is so good. And then we also had others like Jeff, which was huge. Everybody loved this Jeff Dan Hip, waiting for it to come out this year. And I believe this came out. Yeah, of course, this came out as well. And this is the Venom. This was the runner-ups for the best Dan Hip variants this year. And of course, our number 6 variant is no other than the Peach Momoka She-Hulk. Love the art style of Peach Momoka. We got a phenomenal split. Look at that right there. But we did have some runner-ups in the Peach Momoka category, and that is, of course, starting with this Captain America. Look at the hurt in this photo. Look at the art. It was, oh my goodness, definitely one of the runner-ups. And then the second runner-up to this was no other than the Null. Look at this Null Peach Momoka. It is so great, but these were the runner-ups for that number. And of course, number 5 is Mrs. Top 5 Echo. This variant is awesome, the Rare Wolf version. It was a spotlight as to why it's so rare. But of course, its runner-up was the Phoenix Force variant version, which looks phenomenal as well. This is also a great variant as to why it was the runner-up for number 5. Then we go to number 4, which is the Venomized Titan himself, Thanos. We definitely broke it down in the short, but look at this card. We definitely had some runner-ups. Some of them you might be surprised about. Starting with the first runner-up, which was Gambit. This Gambit is my favorite Gambit to play. Look at this Venomized Gambit. How could this not be a choke? But nonetheless, runner-up. Quicksilver. Yeah, I know. Quicksilver. This is a surprising one. Definitely look at it. Look at it. Definitely a runner up in that category. Of course, we had also Silk. The Silk version of the Venom Mize variants is one of the best as well. Definitely shout out to these artists that put this together. And we have two more. Loki, which everybody loves to hate. True story about this is some of us who have either all the variants or most of it, when this card came out, our shop was frozen. So we could not get this card for a couple of days. It was funny, people coming in and chat like, hey, Tech, I got the Venomized Loki. Yeah, it was very interesting. But nonetheless, this one, and of course, the final runner-up is the best X-23 variant there is. Wow, this is phenomenal as well. And number 3 pick, of course, is the Rian Gonzalez Shang-Chi. This is one of the variants you could have voted for. It did not win. I thought it came second, but this is an amazing variant. We got one of the best splits on it, but I did see Robotussin, little Robotussin, shout out to you, beat this split. Phenomenal, but gold on gold with the white glimmer flare. Nonetheless, the runner-ups were Baby Chibi Dakin, phenomenal card, of course, and the X-23 version, which was, wow, definitely love this version of X-23 as well. And then we had my favorite Chibi variant out there, which is the Jeff one from Rian Gonzalez. That's the Jeff I use now. And we also have Arrow. This Arrow is a great ultimate variant. So these were all the runner-ups for number 3. Now, leading up into number 2, there was another card that took the place, and its runner-ups was there. Black Knight came in this week out of the spotlight, and I was like, wow. Shout out to Perry Manilow, who put out a challenge that he would have the best split of this card. Not today, not tomorrow, but in the future. And then when we got this card, we split it once and got this phenomenal split, as you guys saw in the video. Purple, oh my goodness, we're not going to get too much into it, but its runner-up, or its replacement rather, would have been no other than the Night Forge Ghost Rider. Now, this variant is great. I love it. The art style, everything from the Halloween time. We got one of the best perfect splits in the world, and it's this one right here, gold on gold, with the fire matching the red in the eyes, the red in the cape and the cowl, and the red crackle flare. Shout out to the artists. This variant is my best Ghost Rider out there. This is the one that I use the most, and this would have been number 2, but of course it became a runner-up, and its runner-up is no other than the Coax variant of Arrow. If you look at this Arrow, it is so beautiful, so mesmerizing with the wind. It definitely showcase what Arrow is, and we got one of the perfect splits on it. Wow, this is phenomenal. Gold finish with the rainbow crackle flare. This would have been the runner-up or number 2 if we had our choices. Now, if I can give every card in this series the number 1 spot, I would, but that's not the way you guys want it. You guys want to pick the only one. But to kick off, before we pick the number 1, the hint is it is part of the Hellfire Gala variants. Look at all these amazing variants. It is so hard to pick one of these because these are all so good. I mean, down to this Moon Knight, which is just perfect the way it is. I don't want to touch it. I did see a split on the internet this morning. It looks great. Wow. Professor X. Look at that. Iceman. Cyclops. The Captain America. Scarlet Witch. Jean Grey. Black Panther. Bishop. Rogue. She-Hulk. Doctor Doom, the beautiful Captain Marvel. Oh my gosh, I just got to stop and look at this card. Look at the eyes. Look how it glows. Look at the outfit. Look at the chair in the background. This is, we can't just stop there. We definitely have some awesome splits we'll look at shortly. Yeah, might as well look at it now. Gambit. Look at the Hellfire Gambit. We got it gold, the green crackle. Sorry, green's flare. White Queen. Wow, flawless. Magic. Love this Magic variant. So good. Can't wait for Forge. Look at the Forge variant. So awesome. Of course, Big Man, Blob. Loving the jacket. Kingpin, one of the controversy of bundles this year, but look at the Kingpin variant. Phenomenal. Oh my goodness. Ghost Rider. Another Ghost Rider variant that is so good. And look at the Ghost Rider split we got on this. Gold on gold on gold on gold on all types of gold. Havoc. Awesome card, by the way. Sebastian Shaw, the Battle Pass card of this season. And Thelene. Look at Thelene. Love it. And of course, Thor. Thor rounds off all the Gala variants. Yes, we have all Gala variants. We also completed the Gala variant album. As you can see here, that's how we got, of course, the Captain Marvel. And before I make that pick of the #1 variant of 2023, I need you guys to do me a huge favor. Smash the like button. Hit the subscribe if you have done already. Hit the notification bell because like the other variants, I'm going to give you my #1 in the form of a short, which will be going live tonight, going into the new year. So again, guys, thank you for everything so far. Without you guys, there's no STG. And I cannot wait to see what we do in 2024 and beyond. Happy New Year.